Alright, we're gonna do another test here and see if it was the idle air control valve causing my idle issue. Sorry. So this only started after you guys know do you know the thing that has at the bottom of the intake that has the little idle adjustment screw? Well, I had to seal that because it was leaking boost, and so ever since it's been doing that, ever since I sealed that, it's been doing that. And people just say you can delete it, so I don't understand why that would make my car idle like all fucked up. It might, I mean, might make it idle different, lower, because there's no air leak. You know, come on, Max ECU. This app sucks on this tablet because the tablet sucks. Here we go. Let's see, get a connection. All right, here we go. It does this every time. I don't give it any gas. Well, that was faster than last time. Wow, that's way better. Immediately better. I got battery voltage better. Like, what's going on? Everything's better. Well, that was the problem. Let's see what happens. That was it. That was it. Shit. I'm all so excited about that. Yep, that's way better. Before, I don't even have it attached to anything because it's like, yeah, problem solved. Well, if you have a wacky idle, it's your idle control air valve. Driving like the best I think it ever has, so but we'll see. The idle control air valve was bad, so it almost died every time. But I don't even have any, like, it's not leaking coolant right now because I don't have it overfilled, I guess. I just was overfilling it because it doesn't need to be in there. It just you know, it's cooling. It looks fucking sick. This thing is mean. Dude pulled over and was like, hey man, I used to have an 82 just like that. I'm like, well, maybe this is it. But yeah, like, oof. It has a better look at the car itself. Oh, perfect lighting right now. The lighting is just the best. Look at that. so happy. So happy. God dang. Let's get a better view. So I can go over what I got here if you want. So we got a 1982 Volvo 242 GLT turbo from the factory, intercooled from the factory. And I've done a few things to it. Just some bolt-ons. You know, we got the DO88. We got the small battery. That thing has been working like a champ. Nor my wiring. It's about to get really cleaned up here soon, but it's got a new master cylinder in it. We have the got an ethanol sensor. I'm gonna kill the engine now. It doesn't need to sit here and run. But here we go. Yeah, so it's got I'll just start on one side here too. It's just use a GM ethanol sensor. You don't need to do anything special. You don't need to buy one of those ones from the, the company, standalone companies. Got a bunch of all AN fittings all the way to the gas tank. Yeah, all the way to the gas tank. Aero automotive fuel pressure regulator. That thing is also, you will notice, push to connect. Vacuum lines. Oh, on all of it. Yep. And the ones that I could not get couldn't get the connector for, I couldn't find one for it. I ended up being able to heat it up, slip it over, and zip tie it, and it did not leak it. So I zip tied it just for fun, but like it's on there, like it's leaking, it's holding a seal. And I could always put like a piece of silicone over it, but that one I'm planning on finding a fitting for it. I just haven't gotten around to that. That shit's expensive. Oh, the lights are on. Draining the battery. And I just got the JDM style Greddy blow off valve. I had a local fella named Jesse O'Buzz weld that for me. He did not do the weld on the flange, he did the good one. Wow. This camera is so good. I just got this phone. So excited about the camera. And then we just have a 740 intercooler hose that I used. These clamps are the best. Obviously, they're the only ones you can use, really. I really want to come up with something, but there's some better connections. I just want the perfect. I got some of those. I think those were IPD hoses, or DO88 probably has the one that makes them. And to be honest, I would never buy those ever again. I'll not buy expensive hoses from anyone because they're the same thing as the Chinese ones. Promise you guys, promise. I know for a fact that's where they're from. So we're not gonna get to the standalone yet. Let's go. So you get DO88, and after all, it's got a stock plastic radiator. Fine. It's the one that worked the best out of all of them. Using a 740 coolant tank. 740 coolant tank. I got a derail. Racing high performance fan, 2-speed fan. Right now it's only connected just on off. I'm going to change that with a controller, but that was something I didn't think about when I did that. And I was like, on off's fine, right? It's an old car. Well, I mean, it is fine. It's working great. This was actually a cheap fan shroud. I just measured it, and a seller on Amazon had it, so I got a lot of parts on here on Amazon. Anything I could get on Amazon, I got there because their return policies, it's just so easy. So, sorry everybody. I put a new fuel pump in it. Now, remember, if you know, this is a B21 FT, so it does not have the same fuel pump as the B230. So make sure you, if you have one of these engines, you know, you're not gonna just you think everything's the same, because I almost did. It's the same as the B23, and it's also the same as the B234, also known as the 16 valve. So yeah, that's good to know. We have we put a new, so got the crinkle paint. Man, it's getting dark out, so we're gonna see how long I can get video for. Put those high temp sleeves on there. I bought cheap ones off Amazon. They are holding up so far the last 30-40 miles. Who knows? Yeah. It's got the 90 plus intake or exhaust manifold on it, and it also has the B230 intake manifold that I ported it pretty good. At least it's matched, and like quite a bit of some, but really just mainly matched. That's the main thing, is to not, you just don't want like a turbulence going on in there, from what I would know from most intakes on every engine. So, and what I did is I as soon as I turned the boost up on this thing, I just was like, I want to go, I'm gonna go keep turning up the boost, and it's like, you can't do that. And as soon as I did a little bit, I think it was pinging. I don't know if it was, but I was paranoid, so any sound I heard was going to be a problem. And so I just went and I had talked to a guy that like 2 years ago had tried to help me with, like, I had this other turbo car, and he was gonna, I mean, he wanted to sell me something, but yeah, he wanted to sell me a standalone, and it was Max ECU. So I just messaged him because, like, I didn't know anything about these ECUs. I didn't know how universal they were or anything. Like, I didn't know anything, like, not a clue about really cars or how all the sensors work, or, you know, none of that. Like, it was just like, I'm gonna jump in, let's do it. You know, everybody's doing it on the internet, why can't I? Yep, you can. But, you know, it took him a lot more learning that. But so I went to a trusted person, who was Brett Willett, and he works at Max ECU, for Max ECU. He's a distributor, at least as far as I know, and he's also a tuner in Texas, and he just got like the fastest world record for an R34 or something like that. He built the turbo system for it and tuned it, so it's pretty sweet. But yeah, he helped me out and like answered so many dumb questions of mine, like, I mean, really dumb, like, but I promise you that if you haven't done this, you probably have the same dumb questions as I did, so it's okay. I'll help you. Just answer it. You just put it down in the comments. I'll help you out. Just let me know. So yeah, don't cheap out. Like, every time I use the used part or something cheap, I bought a new one because the other one crapped out. The turbo I bought that was used did not crap out. In fact, there's another guy driving around with it. It was just so the Chinese turbos are pretty legit. You can go with one of those, like, especially to start off. Like, I would always, especially unless I had money. But that's a Turbonetics, which isn't like a Garrett, but it's the equivalent of a Garrett, but it's, you know, it's American-made turbo. It's not Chinese brand, so, you know, for those of you that, you know, it's still American-made turbo. So that is the equivalent to a Garrett T4OE. It is a trim 6357 exhaust, 63 cold side, 57 exhaust. It's just running out I took a stock T3 wastegate from from this 240, and I had one also in my 740, which is an 86 turbo that I'm parting out, so they both had that, and you can get those wastegates on Amazon, but I wouldn't have gone with that next. I mean, problem is I didn't have a way to hook up a wastegate, like, with that stock manifold, so I couldn't so I needed to run the internal wastegate, and it works fine right now. It's working great. This car is driving good. Every time I thought there was something wrong with it, it was not really that problem. It was just a fuel delivery issue or anything. So what do we got in the trunk? We got in the fuel pump right now. It's got a Walbro 255 in the tank, and it's got an Ebel Energy 300 inline, which that's kind of overkill because I know I only need the Walbro, but right now, but hey, can't really mess up with fuel delivery. And plus, if one pump goes out, I got the other one. They're on 2 different circuits, so that's pretty sweet. Pretty sweet. I like that. And I got AN lines and braided fitting all the way to the back, all the way to gas tank. The tank's been taken out. It was spotless in there. Everything's been done to this car. Like the suspension, we got B&E suspension on it. It's got all his goodies on it. It's got IPDs. Well, and then I have the other IPD stuff, which is sway bars and panhard and stuff like that. I wish I would have gone to B&E, but you know, it's got the Corsa wheels. It's doing pretty good. Just some cheap eBay seats, but I don't even have it for it. Yeah, it's too dark right now. I can't get any more video, but sorry. Well, that's what it for now, but we'll do another walk around when it's light out. All right.